because they shut tattooing down in New York City in I don't know, early 50s.
I know that Eddie also, he gave a huge contribution to the tattoo industry also with a lot of the equipment. I know he came up with some pigments and his own tattoo supply, if I'm not wrong. You want to say anything more about that?
There's a really good series of books of biographies that Eddie wrote. I helped start that project with him. I still have piles of voice tapes with Eddie telling stories, and
where can we see that?
I encouraged him to get a biography series together. There's 7 volumes of his biography out that you can kind of hear. He's got some audio books and stuff like that. They're for sale at a lot of the supply companies. Still have Eddie's books.
Okay.
I mean, I sell them, but I don't. I really need to update a web store on my end, but I bring them to all the tattoo conventions, so you can pick them up. But Eddie started National Tattoo Supply partly because Spalding and Rogers bought a color company in New York that all the tattooers were buying their raw pigments and mixing their own from, and he jacked the price up by like 1,000%. So when they were buying pounds of pigment for 75 cents back in the in the 60s or whatever, Spalding bought the company that made the pigments and then jacked up the price to like $10 a pound to try to corner the market. So when he did that, Eddie said, well, can I say the word fuck on this thing? I forgot.
Sure, yeah, no problem, man. Go ahead.
Anyway, in quoting Eddie, fuck that guy. Tattooing should be available for tattooers, but at the same time, it should be protected, so that good equipment and, professionals' equipment should be kept out of the hands of people that aren't professionals. So he started this National Tattoo Supply with the effort of keeping, tattoo supplies only and regulating it to just people that were vetted industry, and to be able to create a better quality and make it cost effective for tattooing. So in doing this, he ended up getting a lot of his friends to help jump on board with the machines. He bought Bill Jones supply out in the very early part. So if you bought a National Deluxe when National first started, odds were that you were actually buying a real Jonesy.
Okay.
So he was able to in starting the pigment thing, he hired and poached a chemist that worked for Revlon, and the chemist that worked for Revlon kind of helped Eddie redo the pigment loads, the carriers, the everything that went into making ink. And
that's a good piece of information.
And it really helped. Obviously, Revlon. He didn't work for Revlon.
I understand.
Moonlighting for Eddie, but Revlon does not make tattoo ink.
Yes.
So he was able to really Eddie with National be able to really set a standard for tattoo equipment and really advance the manufacture and getting a lot of people together. And in doing all these shows, he was able to travel and create a meeting point for artists around the country to be able to get together, show what they're doing, see their supplies. And when there's good supplies, or somebody came out with a better power unit, Eddie would pick it up, put it on the National line for sale, things like that, And
is it also why you started the first show you ever did in Philadelphia? Does it play a role, this whole supply story?
Eddie before that was doing shows with National, and then
Okay.
National was ran by Flo, which was Eddie's sister and her husband Don, and they had a family argument between Eddie and Flo, so it kind of broke down the dynamic of National at the time. So then Eddie started his own supply company called United, and they went on a bitter family, kind of feud between National and Eddie for years that ultimately was never sadly resolved. Although I
Right.
do I do respect the people from National and the contributions that they helped give tattooing with with Eddie.
Have you been to their conventions as well? To the national conventions?
Yeah, I went to the one in Seattle to get tattooed by my friend Sean Anderson. He was doing a leg sleeve on me, and
wow.
he said, "Hey, I got oddly an appointment canceled on me. Do you want to come to Seattle? Are you doing the Seattle show?" And I said, "Well, I'm not really allowed at the national shows because I work for Eddie, but I don't think they'd just ban me from being a spectator or whatever." So, I go out there and I walk in, and Lyle's like, "Oh, hi, Troy." And then he stopped dead and he's like, "Wait, Troy, what are you doing here? You're not allowed here." And I said, "Oh yeah, Eddie sent me here to kill Flo." And Lyle said, "What? Really?" And I said, "No."